Okay, everybody, we get to the big topic here of Tropical Storm Debbie. It has now lost a bit of that strength, still a very strong tropical storm with the eye close to that Florida and Georgia border. As we see this right now, sustained winds, 70 miles per hour, trying to, of course, make its way up towards the Carolinas as it is surpassing that line, going towards Georgia here, and we continue to see more of this track as we get a little bit to the earlier phases of the week. So take a check of this right now. Going forward towards Tuesday evening, it is more so projected to be right off the coast of South Carolina, but then at this point, as it's losing some of those wind speeds, it's sitting, it's stalling, it's going to be dumping a lot of rain on the state, and we continue to see that as it eventually goes even late into the week, and this is just going to be causing a likely slew of problems, especially if it does linger around a little bit longer, say even towards Thursday and Friday, still continuing to try and park itself between more of North and South Carolina, and that's what projections have this doing. It just gets scrunched really tight as we try to track this through. Again, trying to put these boxes in here, showcase it for you. It's going to be a lot easier, more of a local sense, so we're going to get to that right now as we go through these impacts with Tropical Storm Debbie. And it will be a lot of heavy tropical rain, storms, damage that can occur, with the worst of it all still projected down towards the coast. This is easily going to be a situation where we could see some historic flooding impacts with still some very bad flooding impacts the further inland you go. So let's see this right now as we get into the things you need to really focus on here. Initial rain from Debbie, it's really arriving late this evening, getting into tonight. We see a few little trickles of showers right now, but this is the time to prepare, to get yourselves ready as we pivot to Tuesday, because that's when we get the big pop of this system. That's when we get that flooding potential really down towards the coast. It's already going to happen tonight, especially the low country, but more of that will be making its way towards the Midlands as we roll further into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. More of that danger down, yes, to the coast, but we still see these impacts as we continue to focus on how far this is going to be pressing towards us. And as we continue to focus on some of these totals, even though this is a general range and the highest is going to be, again, down here between Hilton Head and Charleston, we're still going to be seeing some potential impacts with higher amounts. Yes, say between Richland County going towards Sumter, up towards Kershaw, we see more of a 7 to 9 inch range of rain. Some isolated areas can end up getting a little bit more than that. That's the thing you have to focus on. This is a menacing enough of a map as it is, but isolated spots could end up getting a little bit more of this rain. And as we focus on areas such as Blythewood that have already seen more of these flash flooding impacts as of recent, that's only going to be getting worse. So spotty areas can see more impacts in a worse way depending on how much rain you've picked up or even the lack thereof. So we go into this evening not seeing much, but Tuesday is when those local impacts settle in. We see this continuing to roll through, the winds picking up, the heavier rain around during the day. You're seeing a bit of that spin and just more of that rain. It is parked more down towards the south, trying to lift up a bit more, and all these impacts again will continue to really be cut off. Upstate, not seeing too much, but from the Midlands down is where we have to keep focusing on this rain, just totaling up going through these coming days as we make this on, and we just try to see it and hopefully get through not too bad of flooding impacts, making our move towards the later phases of this week, because it will be very impactful. As we again take you on home, I want to make sure again you are continuing to focus on that first alert 10-day forecast. As we see, we got some first alert weather days coming up for you with all of these impacts from Debbie. We're going to keep talking about them here on WIS Midday and as we go further into the week.